was having legitimately, I wouldn't call them nightmares, but definitely really, really nervous feelings about bunny hunting. Let me tell you the backstory. So we've had 2 or 3 bunnies now for years, and we like them. We wouldn't call them pets, but they're cool since we lived in Washington. And then we let them free. In Washington, the dude was couldn't launch. I think he was. Our male bunny originally should have super chatted me because he had rollerblades on his feet. He couldn't knock up his female. And so then we got a couple more bunnies, and they started, and we let them go wild. We let them go free. And I used to get really upset if George would kill a bunny or if a cat would kill a bunny, especially when they were really young because they're really cute. And so I literally would bottle feed them. If I'd nurse them back to health. And so I love these bunnies. But then it got to a point, now there's at least 50. And it's gotten to the point where they're debarking some trees. Fortunately, none of the fruit trees or any tree that I personally care about, but released, yeah. 50 is way too, so no, but this has been a big improvement for me in my life. I finally understand hunting, and I dare say I'm quite good at it. Okay, so I knew that I had to, for the benefit of the whole homestead, I had to do something about these bunnies because there's so many burrows now under the chicken coop. It could cause foundational problems. They're just everywhere, guys. They started resembling more like rodents than cute bunnies. And so I'm like, okay, I have to kill these bunnies. So I'm thinking about all the biblical stuff, like how to do it, and I had like my heart hurt. Literally, my heart hurt because because my fear was that I would shoot one and it would cry like a human baby, which they do, and I had this like recurring almost nightmare of like I couldn't kill it and it just kept screaming and screaming. And so I took a lot of time really thinking about how I was going to do it so that they wouldn't have any pain. Headshot, instant death. Yeah, but guys, their heads are like this big. By the way, I got 5 headshots. I'll explain. All right, so anyway, I started thinking about what kind of gun I was going to use. So I got an air rifle. It was, and that's pretty cool and everything, but I just wasn't convinced that was the right move. And I couldn't use my AR because then there'd be nothing left of the bunny. So I got a Smith & Wesson 22 because I also have a single shot 22, but I kept having this fear that I would shoot it like in the ass and I'd be like, oh God, why have you forsaken me? And my hands are shaking and I'm putting a bullet in. I'm like, ah. So I'm like, okay, I want a semi-automatic 22. And so I got a Smith & Wesson. I think it's called like an M15 or something. And it holds like 30 rounds. It's almost exactly like an AR because the only gun I'm really comfortable with is an AR-15. I know how to use like a 30-06 or something like that. But the only gun, I know how to use like a basic Glock. But the only gun I've ever done, I wouldn't call it significant, but a decent amount of range training is an AR-15. But the thing, long story short, I've stumbled upon my favorite gun. And I'll explain why. I don't find AR-15 range shooting very relaxing. And I like it. It's fun. But just that, and the AR-15 has very minimal recoil too compared to like a 30-06 and stuff like that. But it's not for me. It's like, I love how the gun works and everything, but there's just like a lot of violence to it. And the rounds, yeah, M&P 15 and 22. I have one in 5.56. Yeah, but I love 22 bullets, and I'll explain why. So I get this gun because I'm like, I'm taking this so seriously. I'm like, I don't want this rabbit to feel any pain, and I want to use every part of the rabbit. The bones for bone broth, the fur for, we're going to make sweaters or hats or gloves or something awesome. But my heart is aching for I know this sounds, I should super chat myself. But so anyway, so Gravy Seal comes by, and because he's on an all-meat diet too. And so we're going to do this together. and he doesn't have a 22, so I'm like, all right, you can use the single action one. I'm gonna use this bad boy. And the funny thing is in the Navy SEALs you never shoot a 22, so he's never even shot a 22. And the weird 22 single action thing, he's like figuring it out, and then I show him that the Smith & Wesson, he's like, oh, that's just like the ones we always use, like the M4 or something. He's like, oh, you know, he knows all about that. And so, but I'm like, I'm using that one because of and the 22 bullets are really small. They're only this big, but it's exactly for what I want to use a gun for. Although I like the fact I have actual weaponry, just in case the world takes a seriously hard turn, I don't envision myself ever having to use it in a combat situation. I hope I never do, and I don't think I will. But as a farm guy, there's constantly stuff I should be shooting. You know, let's say there is a skunk going after the chickens, or, you know, a rabbit infestation, or these moles, or these I don't know, prairie Mexicans. I don't know what to call them, but these like little animals that dig holes in the field and they can break your cow's leg. And then if your cow has a broken leg, you can't use your, all right. So there's nothing virtuous about not shooting these things, by the way. The cow is under my protection. And by the way, Sandy's doing awesome. Today I milked her without even using the halter. So my feral cow is now doing awesome. Anyway, a 22 is a must-have for any homesteader or farmer, or a shotgun. I've never been into. I mean, I love a SWAT Bear shotgun, that epic Genesis shotgun. But gophers, yeah. Okay, so if you don't take care of your gophers and you're taking care of a cow, and your cow breaks its leg in a gopher hole, and you have to shoot your cow because they don't heal, who's really the good guy? You know what I'm saying? If you're taking care of 80 hens, 100 hens, and you have weasels or whatever, and you don't take care of that, who's the good guy, right? So this 22, you don't even need ear protection at all. It's like there's no recoil, and I can envision endless target practice with it that would be really enjoyable. Like, I enjoy archery target practice more than AR-15 target practice. Don't get me wrong, AR-15s are great. I love when I work with Brandon and that stuff, but there's like a violence to it where, you know, it's like boom, boom, you know, it's loud. And I know that it's not loud compared to like a black powder gun or an elephant gun or 50 cal. I get it. But 22 bullets, you can get a box of 100 for like nothing. Anyway, so we get all set, and there are the bunnies out there, and there's a few of them that are nice and fat. And I've been thinking about this in my head for days, and it's been like hurting me. Okay. It felt so natural. So I just, iron sights, just only iron sights. Because I'm like, okay, I could dial in the scope. I'm like, no, I got to get good at iron sights. So long story short, just boom, it drops. No screaming. And then I wait for the other rabbits to scatter, and they don't. And I'm like, something just felt totally, yeah, I am the house bunny. Something clicked and felt totally natural. Ask Gravy Seal. He thought it was hilarious. I was just like, and then I just started moving in. I'm like, bang, headshot, bang, headshot. And then we're going into another field. I'm like, bang, and they're just dropping. No pain. So then we get them, and Gravy Seal is just helping me grab, like literally a Navy SEAL is just helping me grab bunnies. And so then we skin them, which is a whole process. We're like learning this together. Like, we've never done this before, but it's way easier to clean than, let me show you a picture, than chickens. Okay, I've already added more salt. Thanks for everybody who gave me advice on this. But so think about how perfect a rabbit is for a homestead. And I know this isn't for everybody, that a lot of people do rabbits. They keep them in cages and then harvest them from there. That to me would actually be a lot harder, because I have never, oh no, the chickens, but they always act feral. I've never slaughtered an animal that like comes to me or like likes me, you know? That to me is like, you know, I have a soft heart, man. I'm not going to lie. I really do. I can escalate when needed. But the fact that bunnies are like feral, they're like wild, and they're just breeding out there, eating natural stuff and all that, having an awesome, awesome life. That's one sleep for a coat. Yeah, but I can do 5 a week now and barely dent their numbers. So I added a lot more salt. Frontlines Jack Bear said borax. So then we cut it open. We get the organs. I gave the organs to. I tried a little of a heart and a liver. Didn't really sit with me great. I know a lot of people are really into raw organs, but that quickly out of a warm body, I don't know. I'm not there yet, but I did give it a try. And so, you know, I did give the organs to my dogs just to, you know, George is healing right now. And so then we cooked the bunnies. We cooked one of them for the family, and it was such good meat. It was so good. And it just felt, you know, like those, like wild animals have a different feeling to them when you eat them. It like fills your body with like more warmth and energy. And then Gravy Seal took home 2 of the other rabbits and ate them and said they're just epic. And then everything else that we didn't use, we put into the compost. And here's the thing that I'll say, and this is coming from a dude who had never hunted and is a big animal lover, like soft-hearted person. I know I can seem like I'm hard-hearted, but I'm really not. Eating rabbits gives you a bounce. Yeah, it's what they're supposed to do. It's what they're for. And once you do it, it's very, very natural, as long as you do it properly with like headshots. And the fur comes right off like it's supposed to be making your clothing. The meat, you can, I mean, it's the first time I've ever, I don't even know what it's called, where you clean like a deer, you know, cleaning an animal. It's so not hard. It's supposed to be like this. You just basically cut like these seams where you can see the meat is supposed to fall off. And it's field dressing, yeah. And I can tell that it's the point. They're designed for this. And they weren't suffering. And like I was like, yeah, their buddies are going to like be so sad that somebody dies. It's like they never existed. Everybody around, all the other bunnies just came right back and were just nibbling at shit, acting exactly the same way. And so that was my bunny story, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Field dress. And now I feel more confident that I could do a deer, because I think the deer is theoretically similar. You're not supposed to go headshots with deer. You're supposed to go like lung or heart. But I don't know. I'm a better shot with animals than I even am with target practice. There's just something where you know that you want them to not suffer, and they just drop. Cows are every cut of beef just walking around. Yeah. No, it's what they're supposed to do. And I hear that, I've never had a meat cow, but I hear, with the exception of Dexter's, who can be pretty docile, like they're kind of dicks, you know, and they kind of know their place. And rabbit poo is really good for fertilizing crops. Yeah, that's why I like this setup. And I've never heard of this setup before. And I may run, and there may be a reason for that. I may be running into problems in the future. But and one of the rabbits had a final laugh at me, and Gravy Seal, and Amy. Dude, they I think they like squirted a little out of their little wieners. Like when Gravy Seal was cutting one of them, and it was like, and like I think it shot, and a little bit was like shot towards the direction of Amy, and so I was like, I'm so glad I killed this. It tried to on my wife. How many lampshades would 6 million bunnies make? I don't know, Fire Marshal Bear. Why don't you and all your retarded friends figure that one out? I'm just kidding. My dad grew up on a farm. Bunny stew is a staple. It's so healthy. Like I haven't felt this good since just eating meat all week in years. Joke's on you. They wanted you to kill them. Hilarious. No, but I felt it was really disrespectful to try to squirt. But I guess if you do kill something, they almost have the right to squirt. Here's something really funny, and then I'm going to show you Mountain Bear. I just put this up. I'm so glad OBS is working. All right. This dude made me laugh. I have no idea who it is, but it's like hilarious. Watch this.
I got a question. Is it pet smart or pet smart? Are you saying that pets are smart? Or are you saying you're a mark for pets? I need answers! Which one is it?
Hilarious. Did I eat them raw? No, my whole family wanted to eat them. So we didn't eat the rabbit raw. I did eat their heart and liver raw, though. And, you know, it's... I mean, Gravy Seal was like, dude, that's so intense. It's really primal and feeling a little Aztec-y, borderline savage, where you just take the heart out of something you killed and you eat it. Like it was just beating like 20 minutes ago. I don't think I did it. I just don't think I'm fully there yet. If I ever will be. The seasoned rabbit, the stews, the broths, that's where it's at. Did I get a bunny boner? No, I didn't eat their balls. They barely have balls. I eat raw deer heart right away, one big bite. Yeah, I think it was the liver that tasted weird. Not weird. It tasted like cow liver, but I don't know. Maybe it was I also, this is going to sound really trippy, but later in the evening when I was relaxing and closing my eyes, I was having vision. Dude, it might have just been my imagination, but I was having visions of running underneath my my chicken coop like I was a bunny. Like, I think you get some of their memories. How dare you? I don't know. Maybe me and some natives did that with a buffalo. That sounds epic. No, there was, I felt like a little bunny-like. BB in Wonderland. There's something to it. I feel like if I ate like elk's balls, you eat the brain? No, I didn't. I'm not judging you for doing that. But I had five headshots with 5 bullets. And I'm not bragging. I'm just blown away that my fears didn't come true. That's why I think it's in the Bible where it's like you're not supposed to make fun of vegans, I think. I mean, I don't think that it was ever thought possible that the vegans would be so aggressive. But, you know, it's saying those who eat only plants, like, it's okay, don't make fun of them if they're weak. They call them weak. I get why it is. Because it does require strength to kill an animal. And it's not because we're all bloodthirsty, you know, redneck freaks who love killing. Dude, it's that first kill is not easy. It's like you're like it's like an animal. Like, I don't want to kill an animal, but yet I'm eating all this meat, so I didn't want to be a hypocrite. I wanted to be able to have the strength in what I'm doing. It's very psychedelic. Gonna put cartoon Big Bear and Bugs Bunny together and need to try to make a gift, says Burn Bear. Speaking of Burn Bear, I have a cartoon for him. Hang on one second. The Great Mountain Bear is back in business. And for those of you working for the ADL, Mountain Bear is Irish. So when you get offended by this, actually, no one's offended by mocking Irish people because they're not. But take a look at this. This is hilarious.
Yeah, can I get a job? Oh, yeah, can you work hard?
Here we go.
Oh, top of the morning to you. Can I get a job? Oh, yeah, can you work hard? I won't pay you very much. Oh, it's okay. You can pay me in booze, and then I'll rape myself. Hey, Irish guy, did you dig the ditch today? Dig the ditch? Well, I have 3 riddles for you. If you can count the pedals on this little... Get the out of here! You sound insane! Oh, no, but chase around the little 4-leaf clover. Oh, I got my little green pants on. Oh, don't get dirt on my little green pants. No Irish are ever working here ever again. Oh, top of the morning to you. It's not even morning, it's afternoon, and you've been drunk all day. Oh, we have to drink because we work so hard, and we have to, numb ourselves. No, you can't drink that much and work hard. Nobody goes to work as drunk as you little freaks and works hard. All you do is fornicate and piss on yourselves. Isn't that right, Burn Bear? Go back to Ireland. Oh, we can't go back to Ireland. I got 3 questions for you. And if you get the questions, we can find the gold at the end of the... Dude, not your lucky day.
Oh, my God, Mountain Bear. You f***ing genius. Like one thing that makes me laugh so hard are the little subtleties he does. He's like, I got 3. He holds up 2 fingers. I mean, if you really put it in context, they're like retarded. Oh, how dare you, Big Bear? I'm half Irish, allegedly. I don't care. They're retarded. All right, Mountain Bears animation. We're going to watch that again right away. I mean, that was so funny.
I want to. Can I get a job? Oh, yeah. Can you work hard? I won't pay you very much. Oh, it's okay. You can pay me in booze, and then I'll rape myself. Hey, Irish guy, did you dig the ditch today? Dig the ditch? Well, if I have 3 riddles for you, if you can count the pedals on this little get the out of here. You sound insane. Oh, no, but chase around the little 4-leaf clover. Oh, I got my little green pants on. Oh, don't get dirt on my little green pants. No Irish are ever working here ever again. Oh, top of the morning to you. It's not even morning, it's afternoon, and you've been drunk all day. Oh, we have to drink because we work so hard, and we have to, numb ourselves. No, you can't drink that much and work hard. Nobody goes to work as drunk as you little freaks and works hard. All you do is fornicate and piss on yourselves. Isn't that right, Burn Bear? Go back to Ireland. Oh, we can't go back to Ireland. I got 3 questions for you. And if you get the questions, we can find the gold at the end of it. Dude, not your lucky day.
Oh my God, it's so funny. All right, I opened 1 piece of mail. I got more for you. Whenever something's heavy, I just got to know what's inside. Owen's laughs make it more so. Oh, dude, it's so funny. No one makes me laugh like Mountain Bear. I mean, the dude is he just so gets my humor. That's exactly what I was picturing in my head. Dear Big Bear, please accept this copper bar as penance for my Grabble chat I sent you a while back. I acted in fear and didn't trust the truth would prevail. Before my letter could reach you, my friend's problem for which I was seeking help had already begun to resolve itself. Long story short, the San Francisco Police Department raided my friend's house and office in search of the source of an embarrassing leak. He never cucked, and as a result, nearly the entire world of journalism rushed to his defense. Before my letter, wherein I attempted to jump his GoFundMe, could even reach you, the fund shot past $10K. In addition to that help, he received pro bono legal aid from top criminal and civil attorneys. Other highlights of his triumph over the bike thief mayor and bike thief chief of police. Tweets of support from Bette Midler and Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, I don't care about, like, if you get support from Bette Midler, I question it. All right. A gala in honor of my friend hosted by an actual Iranian empress. That sounds pretty intense. I shit you not, she was the wife of the last Shah of Iran and was so outraged by the government's abuse of my friend that she had they're getting something out of it. No one's outraged. Do you know how much, like, government abuse there is every single day? No one's outraged. Like, that defense is literally just... All right, I'm going to just keep reading. That's great for your friend, though. That's awesome. I'm just letting you know that, like, a empress does not get really, really, like... And Bette Midler is like a demon, in my opinion. Like, they're not like, man, I got to rush the defense of this guy. I'm being a buzzkill. I'm just going to read this and... All right. My buddy took the opportunity to hang up the police scanners and end his 30-year career of night crawling after applying to 100 different companies of various sorts. He landed a great job selling HVAC systems and moved out of San Fran shit show. Oh, that's awesome. That's great news. Legit. My apologies for not sharing the good news sooner. That really is really good. Oh, he went to arbitration. Retired judge decided in my friend's favor. They cut him a nice little check from the city. Awesome. The fact he's working and not just a puppet of Bette Midler is really good news. Oh, and you have helped me change my life. But first I wanted to thank the little demon and gross comic known as Mike Cannon. Were he not so awful sounding on a certain podcast I was listening to years ago? I didn't know his name at the time. I have no idea who that is. I might not have looked you up. He referenced you with such derision and anger that it was like the ultimate endorsement. Anyone that little twerp hated so much must be awesome. I've never heard of Mike Cannon. That's hilarious. I looked up your podcast and began to listen. It's funny when people like hate you and have podcasts and you've never even known they existed. Yeah, that like intense hatred only promotes me. I don't even, I'm not bummed out about it. Bette Midler did a song with Tom Waits and hated her part and wanted to record it again. Tom told her off and kept it. I like Tom Waits. Tom, wait a minute. I looked up your podcast and began listening during the time you were exiled. I remember a 5+ long podcast, and it struck me this guy might be crazy, but he is not lying, and this is real. Yeah, the world's crazy. So if you're not lying, you sound crazy. But the world is crazy. That's why I understand when people think I'm crazy. They're like, man, you sound crazy. I'm like, oh, I know. I'm telling you what's happening in the world, and the world is crazy. If you don't accept this constant lying and constant pretending that things are true that aren't, you're seen as crazy. And Paul from Pockets of the Future just did a stream about that. It was really good. About how, the controlling system and the beast and all that, they need everyone a part of it to lie all the time. And if you don't, you're seen as crazy. They're like, you've lost your mind. You're saying the truth. The truth will everybody. It's like, no, it doesn't. The world is fine. The people, not so much. No, the world. The world is an idea. You can say the earth is fine. The land is fine. The creation. The world is an idea. That's why that one dude wrote that book, Spirit World, spelled Wirled, like it's whirling. It's like a spinning top. It's like saying the globe. The globe is crazy. Like the people engaged in the world. Be in the world, not of it. Like the world is almost like the Matrix. It's more, if someone's saying like the realm is different than the world or the earth, the world is a construct, in my opinion. I was already shifting away from liberal spells and California public school brainwashing when I found you, but you and your team, Vox, Crow, Matt, Devin, Paul, yeah, I mean, they're my friends, but I helped me focus on what I need to do to improve. The most beneficial was understanding that I have had serious gamma tendencies my whole life. Admitting that is a great step. Gammas almost never admit their gammas, but, it's a long road. I studied Vox's teachings on this and learned to keep my mouth shut and just take pleasure in executing my skill set. Perfect. Yeah, be a Delta. A little bit of truth and the lies crumble. Yeah, but Paul brought up a good point. If everyone was speaking the truth all the time, the system would completely collapse. I believe a much better system would take its place, but that is scary for people, and that's why they're so terrified to do it. Like, I was scared to shoot my first rabbit, and it was fine. It felt completely natural. And one guy was like, so you don't feel bad at all? No, I would have felt really bad if it was in pain. But no, it's natural. It's like the tree huggers, ironically, I was protecting trees by shooting rabbits. Some people, when you talk about homesteading, you're like, oh yeah, and we harvest the rabbits. They're like, oh, cruelty. It feels pain. I'm like, so you just let it eat all the vegetables and the trees and then you die? Like, what do you think is the virtuous? Oh no, you can just separate them and protect. So you keep them in cages. You haven't thought this through, huh? The nature, the creation is always eating. I'm letting my cats out again, more. I'm just keeping the barn door open now, and they'll just bring in a rabbit and just eat it for like a few days. How do you think you would have felt if you would have lost your labor to overpopulation of rabbits? Exactly. I know that's what scares people the most. The worldists, the globists. They're like, uh-oh, what if... Because another reason I know that it's bullshit, yeah, what if people start viewing other groups as rabbits? But I don't know. What was I just... Oh, yeah, one of the reasons I know that it's okay to shoot rabbits and mice and all this stuff is because Disney has tried so hard to get us to feel for vermin. You know, the Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny and Bunny, all this bunny, how talking rabbits and talking mice and talking, it makes you be like, oh, those are the good guys. We're the bad guys. The rodents are the good guy, like the parasitic rodents. And it's so not true. It's like they will destroy your family's ability to eat, even if you're vegan, like a complete vegan. This is what the vegans think, and this is where they're going to end up. I can already see the whole future for vegans and why they're pushing the agenda. Is they think by avoiding responsibility themselves, they're avoiding cruelty. So they get their soy and they get their quinoa and all their stuff from the store, and they're like, we're avoiding cruelty. But the person who grew this soy or the quinoa either had to use, tanks of poison to kill everything nibbling on it, GMOs, any of that stuff, or they have to literally kill all the pests to get you that soy, to kill the birds, all of it. The best way to do it is the way I'm doing it, the way a lot of small homesteaders are doing. And there is a thing now where, and this is how you know it's more likely true. Typically I don't believe studies, because I know how studies work. You pay a guy in a white lab coat to report what you pay them to report using quote unquote science. When it hits the marketplace is when you kind of know, this says researchers in Japan use soybean compound to make catfish 100% female. Why do I think that's true? Is because they're doing it to increase the bulk of the catfish for money. That's when you know that the science is kind of accurate, because they're like, okay, one of our industrial techniques is feeding soybeans to catfish and it makes them all female so they get bigger and we can harvest them better. Soybeans absolutely mess up your endocrine system. Like having some edamame or something like that doesn't, but the way people are ingesting it, so where do I see veganism going? I think it's going to end up being a bunch of people in Agenda 2030 pods with their goggles on, getting kibbles and bits deliveries from the government, or not the government. What's it called? I don't know. Whatever the controlling apparatus is. And they're just in their pods all day, and the way they're selling it is virtue. And then I think they will feed human beings to them. I think Soylent Green is pre-programming. Soylent Green is made out of people. They even call it Soylent. And so if you told our ancestors that people would think it was virtuous to not eat meat, they wouldn't believe you. Because it's seen as weakness to not be able to slaughter an animal. Weakness, evil. Like weakness and evil used to be seen as the same thing. Because if you were weak, it means you weren't walking with God. It means you didn't have a moral backbone. So the people that couldn't stand blood, or they couldn't stand the sound of a scream so that your children can eat, if you don't have animal fat, or at least cream, like the way Benjamin Balderson lives, I think is fine. Where if you eat eggs, milk, cream, honey, the land of milk and honey, I get that. He's getting all his proper nutrition. But if you're raising people on processed vegan Soylent, there literally is a company called Soylent already. I knew one of the founders. He was dating one of my wife's friends in LA. We went to a party at their Soylent house, swear to God. And they were making this soy-based goo that all these engineers and all these people could eat out of a tube. And they thought they were so advanced. And so people are already eating people McDonald's allegedly. No, I think it's going to be seen as virtuous, because stick or the carrot works way more. Stick will work short term, but you can only beat an animal so much before it starts rebelling or it starts not caring. I'm having a tremendous breakthroughs with my cow. Someone remind me what I'm talking about. I just want to finish this letter. Remind me in the chat about my breakthroughs with my cow and the carrot stick situation. When California shut down youth ice hockey for my son again last December, I decided to get him music lessons because I was lacking on that. And it's part of the good, the beautiful, and the true. I found a great teacher on buybrochure.com. Yeah, buybrochure is a bear. Way back a few years ago, we're figuring out that the right about kosher. It's about keeping your energy within your own battery. And so he did BBGravy. We also have Bartertaria now. And now with the app, it's way easier to find people. Bartertaria Times app, wherever you get the app, because this is literally like find your people through your own tribe, and that way you don't hemorrhage resources. All right, I found a great teacher at ByBrocher.com. He's a family man, homeschooling 3 kids, and trying to write original Christian folk music that doesn't suck. His name is Mike Milaro, and his YouTube is Mike's Music Method. It's been a year now, and my son crushes on guitar. If people want, please give him some love on YouTube and Instagram. We are good friends now, and he's helping me guide me to Christ. That's awesome. Finally, I want to say this. My son has not and will never rent the Action Jackson movie. He's 14, and I want him safe from the garbage. You're not a Gamma, dude. You're a Delta. I think you might have some strains that you're dealing with, but you sound like a really good and strong dad. I don't think there's a Gamma dad on the planet that is right now proudly not vaccinating his son. It takes too much strength. All right. This meant that my son is no longer allowed in the rink in Oakland. No, you sound great, man. You sound great. I love that you're doing that. Where he played for the last 6 years. We immediately left the program and found refuge temporarily at a more sane rink. But half the rinks here in the Bay Area have the rule in place. No, I love that you're doing this, dude. You're figuring out what rinks you can work. Your life will always increase when you resist tyranny, resist evil, resist temptation. It's like, I think this whole realm is electric, right? You can see it when you see blood come out of an animal you just shot. It's electricity. That sounds trippy. I know that sounds crazy, whatever. Ohms in electricity, the resistance is what makes the light pop. Do not get scared of resistance. And that doesn't mean like physical resistance or necessarily like chanting and protesting. Resistance means, okay, I'll find another rink. And then you will find more like-minded people, your battery will charge, and your life will improve. Life is in the blood, yeah. Stewart's has been kicking non-maskers out in New York, shop elsewhere if you're in Northeast Paris. Yeah, this is the wake-up call people needed. And this is all designed by God. So don't think that this is bad. If it was just tyranny, it wouldn't have been like this. It would have been like, in the dead of night, everyone's kicking in doors and squirt sticking in you. Like, this is... it is like a separation event. And when you, like my mom, for example, like she's in New York State and, you know, every single stick and carrot has been, she's never worn a mask. Everybody was wearing a mask for the last year and a half. She's been the only one not wearing a mask in Oswego. Only one. There's other people not wearing masks, but they don't like go to Aldi's and shit. They're like in the country. And now my mom's friends with those people, which is awesome. But they're ramping up again. And she just saw one other person not wearing a mask in Aldi's. And, you know, the news is saying like, you know, turn in people not wearing a mask, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to scare. And she just doesn't listen to it. And nothing happens. There is no enforcement because it's not actually tyranny. It's whispers of war. It's right out of Psalm. It's like, I don't remember the exact words, but like, don't be afraid of the rumors of war. It's very similar. It's like, you're going to hear these whispers. You're going to hear like, oh, they're going to make you do it. There is not one person in America that has been forced to vaccinate. Not one person in the entire country of America. And then, but Austria. I know people in Austria and Australia that have never worn a mask and will never vaccinate. And not only are they doing okay, they're doing better than they were because they're growing. It's electricity. By the way, I do believe in the Trinity with batteries. I just don't believe the way churchians say it. I just want everyone to know. There is a spell happening where if I deny the Trinity, quote unquote, it does feel wrong because I think there is a Trinity. There is like this cathode, anode, and then the bridge, the salt bridge, that is in like everything. But the way that I believe the churchians took it is totally wrong in my opinion. But there is a Trinity. There is a ether. There is a, sun and moon, and it's definitely there. That's why I think that spell works so well. All right. As a result, my wife and I decided to leave California where I was born and raised. Our new house is waiting for us in Salina, Texas, the home state of my grandfather, Robert Edward Lee. Yes, he was incredibly based. On the winter solstice, we will leave California and make our 3-day journey and ascend to Texas. I'm getting jammed up just thinking about it. Dude, I really like you, man. At first, I didn't really like the letter because it was all about Bette Midler and like crowdfunding for Grabbles. But I just think you really like your friend and you're really excited about it. And I like what you're doing with your son. I just like this letter a lot. On the winter solstice, all right, I will be selling my overpriced home in Marin and wiping out the new mortgage in short order. Going from a $1.4 million house to a $460,000 house will be the best financial move we've made to date. Yeah, and I think you're doing it at just the right time between me and you. I think when if the Fed raises interest, which they will have to do if they can't pull off central bank digital currency with a negative interest rate, house prices will drop because people won't be able to get loans. Like right now, house prices are so high because you can get a loan for 2.5%. If the loan is 8%, 10%, which would have in the 80s that happened. A $1 million house will go to $550,000. Now, as someone who doesn't have a mortgage and has all my money in my property and house, you'd think that would bother me, but it does not bother me at all. I would be happy to see home prices go down and see young people be able to start families. Money it's just a number, guys. The baby boomer spell of like, oh, my house is worth $1 million. Oh, it's up to 1.2. Oh, it's down to 800,000. Oh, Jesus. All my money is in my property pretty much and my animals. And I don't want to see it go up because that would mean less people will have families. Because that's what the rate is doing. I think it was a depopulation agenda. They just make everyone rent allegedly. I don't think so, Bo or Bear. I've thought about this a lot. They can't. Because how could a landlord make a profit on that? Someone's got to pay the piper, or everyone defaults, and then you go into a chaotic state where, houses are taken by force, which sounds like a nightmare for the grabbers. The only bad part about low housing prices is no, but what if all of the prices go down? I know what you're saying. I don't want just my area to go down because that would mean degenerates come. What if the entire country goes down 30%? So I think what if then it isn't like degenerates come to your area? They would stay in their area. It's only bad if only your area, if your area tanks and your neighbor's area and all the other areas don't tank, then the degenerates will come to your area. It's a microeconomic collapse. But if everybody starts going down, that would be awesome. That would increase the good population of America. It would increase the people getting married and having children. And that's always been my goal. This is a great move this dude is doing this. I'm loving this letter. I feel like I could tell 6 million stories about the synchronicities and crushing and fun I've had listening to you over the years. I've waited a long time to ask for this. I wasn't sure if I was ready until now. Owen, will you please do me the distinct honor of officially welcoming me to the Bear community as Back to Texas Bear. Welcome back to Texas Bear. May God bless you and your wonderful family. Sincerely, Back to Texas Bear. What a great letter, and thank you for the copper. Let me read the super chats here, Cod. Entropystream.live/app/Owen Benjamin Comedy. A lot of housing tracts are switching to apartment condos. Yeah, I think we're going to see too. I think you're right in a way, Bowler Bear, where I think any urban... Here's the thing, though, man. It's like you're already renting if you own a condo in a city with HOAs and stuff. You know, if you own a condo in New York City, the cheapest HOA you're going to get is $3,000 a month. That's like how much you pay for your doorman and all that shit. It already is basically rent. Like, you don't own anything there. All right. Onward, Bound Bear. Shekels for the Bard King of Bertaria and Trusty Coddington. Cheers and onward. Thank you. Oh, and I'm writing another book for my son for his birthday, so you guys are going to have to illustrate it again. So be ready for that. Will Amy's Daily Bread towel still be available in January? Yes. Yeah, we have a good system with that. It's just going to be available. Brandon, hey BB, I sent you a first-time package with a book, first-time letter, and some greenbacks. It says it arrived Monday, December 13th. I haven't heard you get it yet. Just want to make sure you received my donation to help with your expenses. Cheers, brother. Keep crushing. Well, I have a bunch of packages here, so hopefully that's one of them. They always come, so you don't have to worry about that. The post office bats 1,000. Becca, hi BB, long-time listener. I have to send out a letter yet, but I will be doing that soon. I want to ask your opinion about my family and that requiring me to have a test before coming to Christmas. I definitely don't want to do that, but I also want to see my family. I feel weird doing either. Any advice? I need to know more about your family, but the first thing that comes to my head is bring a piece of paper that says no check mark. Like, make it funny and be like, look, it's my test, and like see if they, and like laugh, and then just, you know, just walk right in. Anybody asking for tests are very, very weak people. Very cowardice, very non-confrontational now. So to me, the best move is just to completely ignore it. But if you want to be funny about it, I don't know your family. I don't know if they're like the one group that's like, how dare you? I would just be really funny about it. Like draw a stick figure on it and it says tested. No, but have it something be like, but I tested positive for holiday cheer with like a check next to that. And be like, look, it was signed by Dr. You know, the guy that killed all those in the 80s. And then just look around and be like, how great is that guy? This is what you do. Okay. You get like a piece of paper, you write, and yes, no, and put no. And then put holiday cheer and just check yes. And then sign it Dr. Parentheses, the guy who killed all those in the 80s. This guy gets it. Yeah, write it in crayon. Yeah, totally. And be like, dude, see, this is me though. You're a woman. It's probably completely different for you. But I'd be like, dude, Dr. She says I don't have COVID. And dude, that's the same guy that killed all those 80s. Be like, if he didn't do that, we'd be infested. The rollerblades would be filling up the landfills, the oceans. Do you know how many beautiful sea life creatures would have died if Dr. hadn't wiped those off the planet? And then just point at anybody, doesn't matter who, point at like an old lady and go, she gets it, and then she'll blush. So that's my advice. Probably terrible advice. Our office Christmas party required a test. I just never did and walked in with confidence. No one said a damn thing. It's 100% illusionary. No actual man that can enforce anything is going to be like, hey, is this signed by himself? Everybody hates them now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the tide is turning. But don't get mad about it. Don't be confident. Just be like, oh, I thought you were joking. That's what you should do. Just show up and be like, wait a minute, I thought you were just joking. Are you serious? Be like, you want to put something in my nose, old man? Oh, let me guess. Without Dr. Freddie Mercury, would still be shaking his ass around town. That guy gets it. EZT, better than Zyklon B. That's it, or you could be like, dude, this shot is like Zyklon B without the controversy. It's awesome. Be like, they got the already take 4 shots of basically Zyklon B. Be like, Zyklon B crushing it. How funny would it be if it turned out that the shot is actually just filled with Zyklon B again? AZT, better than Zyklon B. Line up with those rollerblades. Be like, oh, there's a rollerblade line, and then if you don't have your rollerblades. I would honestly just not, I would just pretend, not pretend, but I just wouldn't even acknowledge it. Be like, do you need to see my test? Be like, oh, this is what you do. I don't know your family, but be like, figure out what they're ashamed of. I do this shit all the time. And just loudly say, like, okay, let's say he, like, the guy telling you this, everyone knows he watches. Be like, okay, I'll show you my COVID test if you show me your computer history. Let me guess, you've been real into this month. And then look at his wife and be like, am I right? Talk about a pervert, right? Or like, let's say he let someone drown or something. Be like, yeah, how about we test your lifeguarding ability again before little Tommy goes swimming, huh? Or just be like, oh, let's see what else. Like, let's say he had a DUI one time. Be like, yeah, as soon as you let me take a breathalyzer of you, you old drunk freak. Because anyone requiring 18 has serious demons. So just be like, yeah, let me look in your top drawer and see that we all know you're proud of. Be like, how about I test you for AIDS? This is why I don't get invited places, by the way. Let's see your herpes test. Yeah, be like, let's see your herpes test. And then look at the wife and be like, have you been tested? Be like, this dude, there isn't a dumpster this guy won't find. Look at him. He's salivating right now. And it's, how dare you? It's like, oh, how dare me? Give me your phone. Just go. Give me your phone. Give me your phone right now. They won't give you the phone. Just go. Give me your phone. It's like, where's your code? Give me your phone right now. Give me your phone. And then just start scrolling through the texts and just start being like, oh, who's this person? Oh, what'd you say about that? And they'd be like, give me back my phone. And then they're on defensive. And then go, why don't you want me to see your phone, huh? What are you hiding, you little... And it's like, nothing, none of your business. I'm like, you know what's none of your business? My medical history. Now, why don't you crawl back into the little hole that you were spawned in and then go, I brought holiday cheer. So that's my answer. That, by the way, I think I just earned my money on that response. All right, now my kids are on, so I have to change the topics. Hey, Big Bear, I've been acting super... I'm only sending you messages on Instagram. I need my inaugural heterosexual chat. I'll be back in 2 weeks for my follow-up, and then boosters is recommended by the CHC, Center for Control. Just want to say that you've been a huge positive influence for so many of us. Thank you. Thank you. Long-time listener, first-time chat. Just wanted to give you and Amy some peace about C-sections. I have 4 children now. No issues. Healed like a champ. Should have had 4 more, but wussed out. Thank you. Caesar got France, but no one cared who conquered Israel. In 200s BC, Pharaoh Ptolemy got diaspora Jews to make Septuagint. Some allege this grabbled Jewish history. Could it be Byzantines also grabbled Holy Land history because they didn't like the West and Charlemagne? Yeah, I think that the whole thing was more European than anyone wants to admit. And you know how I did my classic critical Semite theory tirade recently about Israel? By the way, that's my new thing. It's not anti-Semitism. It's critical Semite theory. How's that for a little tasty rhetoric, guys? Well, our friend, the friend of the channel, Scott Weissman, an Israeli, probably didn't take it too kindly that I said the Dead Sea. So he's doing Hanging with the Bears. So he's going to do a retort, and that should be interesting. Hanging with the Bears has been a great stream. I'm so glad that they made that. Oh, guys, don't let me forget about carrots and sticks with my cow. But I'm going to read a few more of these. So I'd like to see how the old Israeli wants to respond to my accusations that the Dead Sea is nothing more than... Iliad and Odyssey allegedly took place in the Baltic. If true, maybe ties in with the theory. There's Prince Paris with sack of Troy, a destruction of the temple. Gauls were in Hellenistic Turkey, maybe got to Israel, mingled with the old Jays. Yeah, I mean, what if the Palace of Versailles was like, I don't know. I'll do another. I'm going to research more, but I'm not ready to report. But I know that something happened in southern France. Sending in my monthly booster to ensure no home. Congrats on the 4th boy coming soon. How about the name Sirius? Congrats on the new dad COD also. Thanks to Cyrus. Sounds too much like Osiris to me. And then people think I'm... Oh, by the way, I had one of the funniest comments. Somebody said, I've bathed in the Dead Sea so many times that I now have to super chat you because I now feel... Hey, BB, I can't remember when I started watching your streams, but I have a Che Guevara t-shirt from the huge pianist days. Thanks for being dry land in the sea of crazy. Yeah, it was a Che Guevara shirt. Or no, was it... Did I do that? That was crowd... Did I do that one too? What did I do with Che Guevara? I don't even remember. I've made so many shirts now, I don't even know. I think it said... Socialism ends in starvation and genocide. Please can be verified as Glenn Haven Bear. Welcome. Hopefully this super chat will stop the rollerblades from sprouting. Keep crushing, brother. Yeah, you're rollerblade free for a bit. Perhaps those cedar boats of Lebanon were for Rogan and his ilk. Yeah, I think they were tiny. I mean, nobody believes Lebanon has any trees. That's why they put it on their flag. Methinks doth protest too much. I hate when people say that, though. It's so gamma. But that was like, I don't know. I just thought that was funny. Tip for the top shelf gravy yesterday. Thanks. Yeah, a lot of people are now like, oh, my God, dude, that gravy was insane. because everyone knows Jesus was white. You know, it's like you just can feel it. I don't know how. I mean, it doesn't matter. He could be black and still be the savior of mankind, and his teachings are just as good. I'm just saying I know whites. I know how they talk. Oh, no, it's transit. Hey, man, why are all the saints buried in southern France? Why did the Jesuits get founded on the mountain of the hill of the martyr in Paris? Which martyr? Huh. Why was everybody being crucified with wooden crosses in an area that didn't have any trees? Huh. Oh, no, there's Lebanese cedars. Okay, so you're going to go all the way to Lebanon, get those cedars. You know how expensive that would be? That's like hanging someone from a cross of gold. That was an execution technique for, like, criminals. Did they reuse the wood? Like, after they took the cross down, they're like, all right, everybody, these are Lebanese cedars. Let's wash off the blood. And I know Black Lady Bear is irate because she's going to have to get new velvet posters of Jesus. All right. I don't know, though. I'm not going to make the claim. I'm just saying that Lebanon's whole... Oh, and I know it might have gotten real dusty and dirty after you know, the events that transpired. But I just... There's a lot of holes in the story. And it doesn't contradict the Bible, what I'm saying. In fact, I think the more you look into it, the more your mind is going to be turned to complete and utter gravy. Because Israel does not feel holy. It feels like a tax haven for... And they're really proud of a puddle of called the Dead Sea. Man, that thing is just filled. Congrats on baby boy. Frederick and Thomas are great names. Yeah, right now I'm leaning towards Frederick. Middle name Troy, like my mother. Sorry about spiraling about the super chats. I totally understand that reading them is just a bonus for us. Oh, it's okay. I don't mind mini spirals as long as they're not insane. It just means a lot to us when you interact with us. As your streams touch us on a personal level, read them or not, I'll still send them. No, I love reading them. If you guys, like, that's why I don't have like a cutoff of like, oh, I'll only read your super chat if you send me this amount of money. I love the interaction with the audience, and I think that that is actually one of the strongest, coolest parts of this stream. So I want to read your super chats. I love it. You know, the amount of information that I get to process from really, really good people, like my brain's basically a supercomputer at this point. It's like I don't watch the news. I don't read the Grabble stuff. I get information and perspectives from thousands of some of the best people from all over the world on any topic. And this stream is so, I've been so vulnerable, and I've been so, no, vulnerable is the wrong word, because it's not like, I've been so exposed and so open that a lot of you guys feel that way too. And with the bear name, it's easy to hide anonymity. So it's like the amount of information you guys have given me has been absolutely mind-blowing. It's one of the reasons that I'm so good at predictions and so good at this amount of content every day is because, you know, garbage in, garbage out, but gravy in, gravy out. Like, I'm getting gravy all day long from you guys. That's one reason why there's been such an effort to stop me from being able to interact with my audience. There's a reason that I'm so banned from every live streaming thing and every one of these like places with comment sections that aren't totally controlled by trolls, is because I can break so many spells with you guys, because so many of you guys are involved. Like the major way these spells happen, where they have no enforcement, they're using nonsense to get people to do stuff, is assumptions. Like, oh, if we don't, this will happen. Oh, the police are getting ready to break in your doors. Oh, no, not the police. You know, because my police bears will all tell me that that's not true. Oh, no, then it's the FBI. It's all, no, I got people telling me that's not true as well. Oh, well, then it's China. Nope. Oh, it's the Mossad agents. I'm like, they've been unzipped for years. It's you. It's us. It's finances. It's morality. It's gratitude. It's health. It's keeping our spirits up so we connect to the big battery. The big battery in the sky, baby. We need that salt bridge, baby. Come on. What about Somerset or Augustin for names? Arthur would be cool, too. I like all those. Jack's middle name is already Arthur. All right. My sheriff Fred said they are so overwhelmed they are only focusing on the big crimes. They can't even stop the big crimes, guys. That was one of the biggest bluffs of Austria. Is Austria was saying that if you don't get vaccinated, they'll fine you, and if you don't pay your fines, you go to jail. I can't remember the math. Vox did the math. Or someone did the... I'll read it for you. It's actually kind of like comedic at this point. Oh, he has a new Vax Track album. A report from Austria. All right, this is great. There are demonstrations here that are growing in size. Oh, hang on. I live in the westernmost province, Vorarlberg, which has 380,000 inhabitants. A few weeks ago, the provincial government compared their resistance register with their vacation records and sent out... All right, so just read this at voxday.net. But this is the important part. There are also Catholic prayer groups forming all over the country, from Vienna to little villages in the mountains, to pray the rosary for the country every Wednesday. There are at least 2 new political parties forming for the purpose of repealing all corona measures. And this is the best part. The government's proposal threatens a system of fines for those who refuse the vaccination and possibility of jail time for those who don't pay. As far as I could figure out, there are 160 jail beds in the province, and 87% are occupied. So the government is threatening 66,000 people with jail when they have 21 spots. It's retarded, guys. It's retarded. And then, see, this is the problem they're really facing, is then what happens when people realize there's no enforcement. That's what's happening in LA. The amount of crime in these cities right now is off the charts. It's not even being reported. Constant. Like, and I called all of it. I mean, I know a lot of people did in a way, like a lot of preppers and truthers have called it for a while, but I called the year really accurately when this was going to start happening. And now there's no, the police, I've never seen this in my lifetime. The police unions and sheriffs are making announcements to the public saying, don't come here, we can't protect you. And I've never seen that in my life, where they're saying, like, if you come to Los Angeles, we can't protect you. Like, we can't stop murders, let alone does someone have their vaccination records. There's no enforcement. You feel like there's so much tyranny enforcement because there is online. You know, you say one bad word and you're not allowed to have online banking, you know? You say one thing and your entire platform that you've worked years to build up is wiped out, right? In the real world, it's exactly the opposite. There's no enforcement. And now that Jussie Smollett thing and all this other stuff, it's breaking the narratives. Like, there's no narrative control. And it's not all by design. It's on a spiritual level that chaos is a satanic thing, but the people involved are just in hell. They just are every day trying to figure out how to keep their drip, drip, drip of whatever addiction they have, and this isn't a master plan. It's going terribly. Remember Agenda 2020 or Agenda 21? You realize that was supposed to be 2021? In a month, it'll be 2022. So that didn't work. And oh, how dare you? No, it's totally, they got us right where they want us. They're locked in with us, not the other way around, guys. And you've been listening to me. A lot of you guys have been listening to me now for like 10 years. You know that what I'm saying isn't just reckless and nonsensical. I'm right a lot more than I'm wrong, and I am positive about this. There's no enforcement outside of trying to get the slaves to squeal on each other. But the people doing that aren't strong people. They can't shoot a bunny in the head. What are you scared of? Oh, well, my boss, just make a joke out of it. They're all living in denial and fear and hell. Anybody saying you have to have a vaccine record to come to a family get-together, turn that right back on them and say, would you like me to analyze your life? Show me your banking record. Show me your search history. Give me your phone. Let me see what you've been texting, what you've been looking up. Let's see what profiles you go to on Instagram. Oh, no, this privacy. Yeah, it's privacy. Oh, no, but this could hurt me. And statistically, 0%. When's the last time you got a DUI? Can I take a breathalyzer, you old drunk? No, sit down, right? Someone starts standing up. You sit down. I'm talking to him. Would you like me to look into your life the way you want to look into my life? That shot you want me to take gives people money, and it goes against my connection to God, my religion. If you want to get in between me and my faith with God, you can try, but it ain't going to work, and you're not going to keep me away from my family. The rooster is home, and the hens will follow. Now, you better sit down and talk about nice Hollywood cheer and tidings and all this shit, Or give me your phone. Give me your breathalyzer. I will pick you apart, oh, how dare you? Oh, how dare. And you're going to get the crowd. Your people are going to be on your side. And if they're not, don't go. Owen Benjamin comes to Christmas dinner. It's true. It's like, you want to invade my life? You of all people? What happened 10 years ago on that, and then just start naming shit. Be like, oh, you're big on truth, huh? You want me to come clean on my vaccination status? Show me your phone. Show me your phone. Be like, I would never take a vaccine from these people. And you will never shame me for that. And you're not going to keep me from my family. Go ahead and try, you old coward. Oh, how dare you? I'm squirting again. Yeah. Sit down. Good day to you, sir. May your ladle be full and your house stay warm. Much love with peace and prayer from your friends up north. Thank you, Taylor Bear. Clearly, I need to send another chat to make sure Cod can afford his diapers. Please don't spend this at the casino. No, Cod is buying a new computer for me. I understand that people have a desire to be around their families, but this is a separation of the tares from the wheat, which include families. Kind of, but there's a different type. It's a separation of good and wicked, but a lot of people aren't wicked. They're just going along with strength. Right now, we have a lot of bad shepherds, okay? A good amount of your family isn't wicked. There might be one bad shepherd, and he's the one or she's the one trying to get everyone's vaccination status or take a COVID test. You need to become the shepherd. I didn't want to be the shepherd. I like being a Bravo. I like blending in. I didn't ask for this, but it's a fact. It's like, no, my sweet aunt, my sweet uncle, my cousins, these kids, grandma, all these people. There's a few people here that are so paranoid and wretched and full of sin and wickedness that you're going to insist on these draconian measures so I can be around my family. You're not going to make me the exile. You're going to step down as the authority in this family. That's it. Now, if your whole family is like that, yeah, go. You don't need to see your family. But if there's people that don't break up your family over these small handful of, is your family evil or retarded? Big difference. Exactly, Bowler Bear. There's a lot of people that genuinely, because they're so detached from truth, they're just going with what they're being told. They're sheep. Sheep aren't bad. You like your wool sweaters, don't you? You like your lamb chops? Okay, that's from sheep. They're not bad. They're not evil. They get herded. They're herd animals. That's it. So herd them better. Don't just kill all the sheep. That's where I'm at. My whole family is into the jab, so I stay away. Yeah, once there's a critical mass, it's like, it's all about your sanity. But if there's family that you want to see and they want to see you, do not let these bad shepherds hold you back. Because they're all weak and they're all full of shit. There's no good shepherd there. I ain't about to be it. Yeah. Don't try and change a bar. You understand? The metaphor would be like to go into a bar and start slapping everyone's away and being like, you guys have to find Christ. They're like, leave, we suck. We want to be here. We're all terrible. Right? Eventually, like, they can break off. Like, a guy comes to you and is like, man, I really want to repent. Like, I don't like this lifestyle. Be like, great, awesome, welcome. But, like, you're not going to, like, those areas, those viper dens or whatever, like, they're doing what they're doing and you can't stop it, so build something else. But if it's your family, don't give up your family to some bad shepherd. It's true, man. It's like I'm not going to visit my mom and dad because my dad is one of these nightmares and my mom would just prefer to come out here. I'm not going to go into my dad's home and be like, well, actually I would if I had to. If I wanted to get my mom out of there, I'd go there. I'd stay there for a week. I'd tell him to stay in his room. If he was going to be like, oh, if you're not vaccinated, oh, Jesus, you're hurting me. I'd be like, are you done? I'm getting my mother. But I wouldn't invade his space for no reason. Hi, Big Bear. I just wanted to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and also thank you for doing what you do. You're helping a lot of people, leading by example, and you're doing great, kid. Keep doing that. Respect. Family. I love it. Here's an interesting turn of events. And you're not gonna change their minds if they're wicked. The wicked, they hate good. There's nothing you can do. All right, but just acquired Arena Pharmaceuticals yesterday, a drug company specializing in cardiac medicines and autoimmune diseases. So rest assured, caused the worldwide illness and now will sell everyone the treatment. Big Pharma to the rescue. Grab where football is heating up. Can't wait to see who wins the Nose Bowl. This is the mistake a lot of people make. They go, oh, I can't wait to tell this tyrannical psychopath. That's a good idea, Black Lady Bear. Host family events at your house and make it a point that vaccination and testing not required. Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. But some people can't travel. Some people are old. Yeah, like you can't wait to tell them. Be like, did you know just bought a company to treat the side effects of the... And they'd be like, it's not going to work. Dialectic doesn't work with these people. I'm telling you. I mean, you can pretend it works, but it doesn't. The only thing that works is, establishing your authority over yourself and whoever wants to listen. Like, here's another one. Like, here's another dead giveaway. It's like, but a lot of people don't want to see it because they're sheep, and their shepherd is really bad. At least 70 athletes have collapsed or died from heart conditions in 2021. You can just post that, and underneath it says, there's a fact check, and it says, fact check. There's no proof COVID vaccines are causing healthy athletes to collapse. My post didn't mention COVID. So I wrote, never once mentions vaccines. Kind of paranoid today, are we, fact checkers? Little jumpy? Well, I got the Johnson brothers in the other room ratting you out right now. Make it easy on yourselves. Don't worry, CDC will cut you a deal. No jail time, and you can make $200 billion on anti-stroke medication for children. Don't be backed down or shamed by psychopaths, all right? Fact. So if the sheep want you to conform, either become a better shepherd or another flock. A lot of us aren't sheep. I'm not a sheep, but I'm not saying sheep are bad. I'm just not. I don't, I'm just not like, oh, if Dr. does it. A lot of people do that. The gem companies hold out on the testing. But if there was just a world of shepherds, I mean, where's the wool? I don't make wool. BB at work taking workers' comp cases. 90% of the claims last week were people with heart issues born after the 90s. Yeah, they're just, it's eugenics, guys. I thought I was wrong about the 100 million number. I'm not. Worldwide, I'd say 9 figures of people within 5 years, 10 years, I don't know how long. But to see children getting strokes is like, when you understand how many of these have, maybe 100 million's high, but like, it's already at least 1 million. It's just not, it's like absolutely a population reduction. And as someone who just did a population reduction on the rabbits, I'm telling you, if you're dealing with millions of rabbits, you can't get them with 22s and AR-15s. It's poison. You have to use poison. You have to use traps and poison. Especially when you're dealing with bunnies that could wake up to your control and there's 1 billion of them and 10 of you. It has to be covert, and it has to be, oh yeah, carrot and stick. So I've had this new cow for like a week now, and she's like, was really feral. Like she'd like almost try to break her own neck than be halter trained or come inside. And the whole time she's kicking as I'm trying to milk, like a real wild cow. And so I've just been working with her. I've just been keeping a consistent thing going with her. And I've been like, the difference between like really controlling her with this halter and just pulling, even if she's like this, I'm just like, it's like a fight. And then also the carrot of like, after you get milked, I will give you your favorite feed, which is alfalfa. She loves alfalfa. And the carrot works way more. Like now she's already off the halter eating, and I'm milking her she does kick sometimes, but I'm doing it with like one hand holding the pail so I can just move it. When she's in a fear state, when I'm using the stick, her udders don't drop like they normally do. Like she doesn't give as much milk. Like you can get them going, but when they're not in a fear state, their udders are like engorged. They can't wait to give you the milk. Like if they're looking, if they're relaxed, if they're in a fear state where you're like, just hold, but it requires both at some point. Like I couldn't tempt her with food because she was wild. She was kicking and just going crazy. So I had to dominate her physically, but overall it doesn't work very well because they're not going to want to give you milk. So let's say you have a population. It's so applicable to the population. So let's say you have a population and you enslave them. And if you use whips and chains and all this theoretical bullshit that I don't even believe ever has really happened on the level that they say, you're not going to get great labor out of them. They've done studies, actual historical documents before like all this like pay a scientist to lie for you bullshit. Slave owners would talk about that once you like chattel slave a man, their production goes down like 40% and their life expectancy like splits in half. That's really bad farming humans. So let's say you're farming labor out of human beings. You want them to believe they're free and you want them to feel like you milking them is like their idea. And that's like the better society. And that's why they're always going to do that. It's always going to be consent driven. And the metaverse and all this shit, it's always going to be people. That's why they're getting a little desperate right now with the forcing of and all this. Or they still can't force it. It's not possible. They are like, there's a desperation going on with these systems. Talk to your animals like beings. Oh, yeah. I talked to her. We're having a great relationship, me and this cow. Because there's two things happening right now. Quote unquote, they are getting more power from supply chain consolidation. This is why prices are going up. It's not inflation. It really isn't inflation. When you have like media and the Fed and all these people all telling you it's inflation, it's not. It's John D. Rockefeller said, was it John D. Rockefeller? Allegedly, that the only sin is competition. So competition is what keeps prices low because they have to compete with each other. Means of production are consolidating so much right now. Supply chains are consolidating so much that if there's only one supplier of an item or two suppliers of an item, they can keep the prices, they can just start raising prices because they're like, where else are you going to go? It's a lot like that with drugs. You can see it on a micro versus the macro. Like, let's say you're in Los Angeles. I don't know what would be some good examples. Let's say there's a ton of drug dealers. You're going to get the best coke or weed or whatever because they're competing with each other. So if you give them shit, they're not going to go to you again. But if you go to like backwoods Montana and you're trying to find cocaine, it's going to be 3 times as expensive and it's going to be cut with all this baking soda. And they're like, well, this is shit. They're like, oh yeah, go to the other coke dealer then. And they're like, but there isn't one. It's like, but if you're in an area where there's a lot of drug dealers, drugs are much cheaper and much stronger. It's like that with everything. And the only reason I use that as an example is because that's obvious to see because it's like ground level. When you're dealing with, copper tin manufacturing of like pipe fitting joints, if you have multiple companies, they compete against each other to lower the prices. When you're consolidating supply chains, you can just raise prices. You're like, well, where are you going to get it? Make your own car then. You can't go to the other dealership. They're like, oh no, we're also that. We own them. So now we're just going to raise all the prices. It's like that with sexual selection. It's like if you're the only attractive woman on a military base, you can get all the alpha males you want, and that's it. If you're like, if you're like a 5 on a military base, the top men will fight for you. If you're now in Manhattan, you're barely a one-night stand to like a busboy, and that's supply and demand. And so right now the competition is the consolidation of power and wealth is happening extremely fast. This should not scare you because you have to start developing your own supply chains and your own local things. Because what really matters, okay, you have food, no problem. You can get that done locally. What else really matters? Heat, electricity. The good news is you have governmental protections of that. That's why people that are opposed to their government are crazy. Municipalities, if there was one private company that owned all the gas and power, your electricity could be $10,000 a month. What are you going to do about it? See, now the flip side is if it was only private, what you could do about it is start using like Tesla tech and no longer need them, or solar power. Like there's this really good solar company that's out of Utah that I'm looking at that looks really promising, because that's the good thing about private is competition. It would take time, it would take resources, it would take organization. That's why they like to do the double whammy of lower everyone's morale, lower everyone's morality, get everyone addicted, despair, all that. Get them so overworked that they can't organize, make them fear each other, make them divide, and then have a monopoly. But the monopoly requires the government. That's like a lot of the biggest scams have been when the government's enforcement teams up with a private monopoly like YouTube or something. But even YouTube can't pull it off. Look, all it takes is a guy with spark who won't, and look at what we've made. And then all you guys that want quality over bullshit. And so now we're at unauthorized, we're at all this awesome places. Imagine that in every sector, because the private doesn't have enforcement. There's no army of Panasonic doesn't have a SEAL Team 6. So and they're way far away from that. If that's on the agenda, if that's down the line, they're not even close. Build, and build your community. Christmas 2021, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Romans 15:13. Thank you very much. Owen, Amy, Walter, Charlie, Jack, and Baby Bear. Yes. All right. Here's a couple from Odyssey. Longtime viewer and unauthorized.tv subscriber. How do I get in the Speakeasy Saloon? Never mind. Found and joined. Awesome. Welcome. BB, you just spoke into existence. How dare you? No, I didn't. I'm not the first one to think about private armies. What I'm describing is true. So I'm not speaking things into existence, but it's like what I'm trying to, if I can speak things into existence, it is community building, gratitude, laughter, and nutritious food that you can have at home with a growing family, because that's a counterbalance to what you're witnessing. What quote unquote they are doing is so flimsy. It's like a magic trick based on a trick based on a trick based on a faulty premise based on a drunk audience member. I'm telling you guys, it's hocus pocus. They're not just sitting there with the big guns waiting to really drop the hammer. The hammer dropping is like the societal ties breaking. That's why I don't want you guys to break ties with your family or friends over the vaccine. If they're nuts, like if they're like, oh, if it's to a point where you don't respect them anymore and don't want to be around them, that's one thing. But give the humor thing a shot. Give just not complying a shot. Keep showing up. Like, showing up is awesome. Just keep showing up, man. We're thinking of a wind turbine. Any bears have recommendations? I don't remember the name of this company, but they're non-grabblers, and they're out of Utah, and they look really, really promising. Believing the lie is the hammer dropping. Totally, Copper Bear. Totally. One man with God's the majority, and that's a fact. Would you guys want to watch the Mountain Bear thing again while I open some mail? Also, entropystream.live/app/Owen Benjamin Comedy. This thing makes me laugh so hard because the Irish can be so cocky about building America. And I'm like, dude, you could barely hold your piss inside. Like, they would piss their pants, guys. Like, these guys piss their own pants. It's like, dude, you can't even unzip your pants before going to the bathroom. They're like, oh, I got the 3 clovers.
Oh, top of the morning to you. Can I get a job? Oh, yeah. Can you work hard? I won't pay you very much. Oh, it's okay. You can pay me in booze, and then I'll rape myself. Hey, Irish guy, did you dig the ditch today? Dig the ditch? Well, if I have 3 riddles for you. If you can count the pedals on this little, get the out of here. You sound insane. Oh, no, but chase around the little 4-leaf clover. Oh, I got my little green pants on. Oh, don't get dirt on my little green pants. No Irish are ever working here ever again. Oh, top of the morning to you. It's not even morning. It's afternoon, and you've been drunk all day. Oh, we have to drink because we work so hard and we have to, numb ourselves. No. You can't drink that much and work hard. Nobody goes to work as drunk as you little freaks and works hard. All you do is fornicate and piss on yourselves. Isn't that right, Burn Bear? Go back to Ireland. Oh, we can't go back to Ireland. I got 3 questions for you. And if you get the questions, we can find the gold at the end of it. Dude, not your lucky day.
We're watching it again immediately. Genius. They're just always holding on to like a trick. Like, I got 3. It's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love a lot of Irish people. You guys know I love you guys. I got deep ties to Ireland. But, I mean, it's just so funny. I mean, Burn Bear was running his mouth about how you guys built America. But, man, I love Ireland. I mean, with the exception of what's happening with all the stuff, I mean, that would have been a place to, that's a cool place to live. My 2 favorite parts of Europe are Switzerland and Ireland. And Scotland. No, I love Scotland, too. Scotland's awesome. Eastern Europe can be cool, but, it's always very intense. I lived there for a while. I got some Christmas lights here. Whoa. Oh, a little gravel for my babble? Oh, how dare you? Lebanon is a shithole. Oh, you couldn't pay me. I don't even want to fly over Lebanon because their cedars are so small and that I like have this weird aversion for like really small non-existent trees. So just the word Lebanon freaks me out. Like if someone's like Lebanon, I'm like bushes everywhere, no trees. I got some good letters here ready to go. Real generous super chats too. I really, really appreciate it, guys. Last night's hanging with the Bears stream sounded just like that. Sounded like what? I literally don't even remember what I was just saying. About the cedars? I'm sure there's cedars in Lebanon, guys. I'm just busting the Lebanese Bears' balls. Vince Vaughn's part Lebanese. Maybe he goes back to like one of those ancient bloodlines. Oh, gee, dude. Hobbit Bear sent me something. Shout out to my fellow Filthy Mix. I mean, dude, I love Ireland has a lot of heart. And they actually have really good athletes and warriors and stuff. I know I'm being hard on Ireland pretty much just because of Burn Bear. But if I have to burn down an entire nation just because one guy couldn't stop running his mouth about my beautiful country. Oh, sweet. Hats. I love it. I'm going to put this one on now. All right. Dear Big Bear, Bicycle Bear is sending in a well-deserved tip for the Piano Man and also for a much-needed Johnson, Johnson & Johnson booster. Been over 25 years, but I was known to have rollerbladed a few times in public. Enjoy the Pent Forte and coffee. It is delicious. Thank you very much. That was awesome. Keep crushing. To the Bear Ships! Onward and over the ice wall. Merry Christmas to you and your family and all the bears, Bicycle Bear. Oh, and the documentary is going live today. BuildingBeartari.com. It may be live now. I don't know. It's been uploaded, but I don't believe it's live yet. Let me take a quick look. Cod, did you upload it to unauthorized yet? Cod, do you have the newest one? It'll be at unauthorized.tv for sure. And at some point, it'll be at buildingbeartari.com. Adam has it done, and he uploaded to the server. Busytown is putting it to the site, but it'll all be done today. Everybody's worked really hard on it. So the delay was... we got some of the best music for it now. I mean, Professor 3 Bear added, Anchor Bear, everybody's adding music. We just had a few... like, there's always going to be technical difficulties, but everybody's working their ass off. So later today, it'll be up. And also magazine.beartaritimes.com in case you want to get a magazine. Yeah, one of my favorite bear clans is in Ireland, by the way. Those guys are awesome. So the Irish don't take offense to any of this shit anyway, so. Absolute overflowing of the ladle today, BB. Quick question. How many super chats will it take you to dig my last letter out of the barrel? Seriously, though, for all of Beartaria. Thank you, Alexi. Just email it to me with like what it said. I'm doing the best I can, Alexi. Blue Bunny Bear, happy Friday. I love when you're on fire during the stream. Just wanted to send some love to you and Cod. Maybe you could do some NPR voice. Thank you to the best comedian on the earth. Yes, Bear says, hey, BB, my name's Mika, Obadiah, Joel. Hey, BB, it's part of stand-up. You have to interact with the crowd, but you don't have to listen to heckling as well. Thank you, Yes, Bear. Top of the morning, Big Bear. I love how Mountain Bear's leprechaun isn't romanticized. He's just a degenerate old rubby with red hair. FYI, the Comedy Infusion Agency hit a home run yesterday in Tasmania. 9 5th and 6th graders died when a bouncy castle was lifted 33 feet in the air and hit a tree. Yeah, anytime I make fun of a leprechaun, just know it's the exact same jokes for all the... So, thank you. Bunny Bear says, Merry Christmas, BB. Watching your streams in the evening has been such a blessing. I'm so happy about boy number 4. Love always. Bunny Bear. P.S. Welcome, Sandy. Bunny Bears in Kentucky, I hope you did not get hit by the tornado. Just signed up to Beartari Times. Already said this one, but I had an anime and porn addiction for years and heard a voice one random day telling me to stop. Then I found BB 5 minutes later. That might have been my voice, by the way. I don't think anyone else is saying that right now. I think what happened was God was telling me, hey, you come out of COVID on the right side. Now you're ready. Stop being. This man named Owen will help you. Well, welcome. Nathaniel says, laugh out hilarious before you even press play with the new cartoon. Just the image of the Irishman. Great job, Mountain Bear. God, this is for you. I think the stream would be best on Windows or Linux PC, and I would say the PC needs lots of RAM and USB ports. Thanks for your help setting the stream up for BB. Well, thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to make the switch to PC and have all these gadgets. And then when everything spirals out of control again, I'm just going to go back to my MacBook and just hope that the buttons work when I press them. Denmark Bear, thank you, buddy. Merry Christmas, Big Bear, Cod and families. God bless the Bears. God bless you, Denmark Bear. Bear Tank says, sick today, which means I need another booster, so here's my down payment. Yeah, you might have. Owen and family, may the Lord bless and protect you in all that you do. Though you may be 6 foot inches taller than me, I still have 6 kids. Who's the alpha now? Love the Cody family, a.k.a. 6'1" alpha father of 6. No, that's true, but I'm gaining. How many sons do you have? I got 4. Well, one in the works, God willing. But I'm looking at 4 males. Dear Owen, thank you for staying true to yourself and the pursuit of good, beautiful, and true. Thank you very much for your super chat, by the way. This is awesome. He's gaining there, and they're all boys. Yeah, we'll see. A healthy competition of children numbers is a great idea. All of these competition things are great ideas. Not to be a dick, but it's true. Competition between people is great when it's positive, not who can, sell the most NFTs and squirt the most like Joe Rogan. Bowler's on fire. What's he saying? BB's handler is the Postmaster General. Northwest T-Bear. I'm looking forward to meeting them again and getting to know bears here in the county and surrounding areas. Although I'm not likely going to make it to all bear meetups, I work long hours Monday through Friday and sometimes Saturday driving truck here in Washington and Oregon, and have plenty of projects and to-dos here at home. And I can't go to as many social gatherings as I'd like to. It has been too long since my last letter and to tip the piano man, so I'm sending an analog super chat to show my gratitude and to help you finish your new home build. Yeah, I was very generous, bro. I appreciate it. I don't contribute to live chats during the weekdays, but know that I'm listening in my truck, 100,000 plus pounds on 26 wheels of loaded truck and trailer as I cruise down the highway. I love it, dude. I love it. I mean, you guys are the arteries of America, man. You have a lot more power than, and you're only going to get more power. I need to know where, I'm going to read the whole letter. Thank you for staying true to yourself and the pursuit of the good, true, and beautiful. Thank you for spearheading the bear community that has drawn so many great bears into it. You bears and bear adjacents have made a significant contribution to lowering my stress and giving me practical as well as philosophical strategies to forward in my life and my family. It was a great experience a couple months ago to go to a local bear meetup in Vancouver, Washington, set up by Northwest T-Bear. Thank you, Northwest T-Bear. I'm looking forward to meeting them again and getting to know more bears here in our county and surrounding areas, although I'm not likely going to make it to all the meetups. I work long hours Monday through Friday and sometimes Saturday driving trucks in Washington and Oregon and have plenty of projects and to-dos here at home, so I can't go to as many social gatherings as I'd like to. It has been too long since my last letter and tip to the piano man, so I'm sending my analog super chat to show my gratitude and to help you finish your new home build. It was very generous, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I don't contribute to the live chats during the weekdays, but no, I listen in my 100,000-pound 26 wheels of loaded truck and trailer as I cruise down the highway. And I made the point already, but if I lost it again, those guys have more power than the people you think have power. And you can see it now with supply chains. Remember when I talk about the truckers and the longshoremen, the supply chains? It's in my 2019 documentary, and people didn't quite see it yet. You're seeing it, right? That supply chain disruptions or them working really well is great. And like they have a tremendous amount of power. And a lot of people can't drive these trucks. So, and you know, and a lot of people don't have the fortitude to drive the trucks. I should get my CDL. I don't know if box truck drivers will get more power. Oh, Carl Bear's already looking for power. With a name like Carl, I feel like you're descended from people that are always reaching for power. Vaccine salesmen are now blaming Christmas trees on asthma attacks and myocarditis. Hilarious. I mean, it's funny. I'm not going to lie, it's funny. Hey Bears says, it just says Hey Bears. Thank you, Dean Harkness. Masons are the real Masons. Totally. You are correct in saying that some things have been bad for a long time. At age 5 in 1973, I was hospitalized with an enlarged heart, all 4 valves malfunctioning, and yes, I received all those jabs. I was bedridden at home for months. Doctors blamed it on a mystery virus with no specific treatment except rest and penicillin. By my teen years, all 4 valves were fully healed, and it was not limited me in any way. I'm sure the prayers of my mother and so many others were the main reason for my complete recovery. Congrats to you and Amy and the Bear Cub number 4 that's on the way. Thank you, Owen, and all the Bears and Bear Jasons that I follow on various platforms, including my subscription to unauthorized.tv, for sharing so much gravy, comedy, and crushing. Cheers. Gearhead Bear. Love Gearhead Bear. Thank you, brother. Really means a lot. This sounds interesting. Dear Owen, sorry I've been a bad fan. I don't view you people as fans. A lot of you are fans of my comedy, but I view myself as part of the community. So it's not like, oh, you're a fan of me. You're a fan of my comedy, fan of my spell breaking, fan of my piano, but you know what I'm saying. I refer to you as Bears or Bear adjacents if you're neither of the other two. I haul 48-foot doubles on the thruway. Can't be done by anybody. Ultimate job security. Exactly. AI is so not there. I've been hearing this shit my whole life. A lot of people, like right now, probably in their 30s, haven't quite, or 20s, definitely 20s and 30s. You haven't been alive long enough to know that they're always full of shit. They're always telling you they're going back to the moon, and they're always telling you they're going to do self-driving trucks. I know that it kind of exists in a way, but not really. They've been doing it our whole lives. There's the carrots and sticks with those lies have always been there. Included is a game called Set. It's a great game for developing pattern recognition, which I believe is essential to recognizing truth and logos in our world. God bless to the beautiful you and family and the Bears. Love, Cortisol Bear. P.S. I miss you. Well, you're here. I do streams every day. Oh, you're sorry you haven't been following for a while. Doesn't matter because you and the Bears are always in my heart. All right, sweet. Well, it sounds like you're doing great. I'm excited about this. This is going to be good for the family. Oh, this is from Hobbit Bear. This is the hat I'm wearing right now. Hobbit Bear again. Just want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I'm so thankful and blessed to have contact with so many legends. I've reached out to Woodshop Bear, and he's going to make me some Beartari patches to put on our beanies. Thank you, everyone who has bought our beanies. It makes my grandma's day when she sees you wearing the beanie on live streams. Also want to send you more beanies in case I sent 4 because I only sent 4 last time. Congrats on the new baby on the way. Going to send a beanie for a boy or a girl. Keep crushing, and thank you for motivating me to want to find a wife and make little Hobbit Bears. Don't be so fast. how short are you? I mean, if you're like under 6'4", you know, you don't have to have kids. Because the way I see it is like the world's getting shorter, and the shorter everyone gets, the more they try and pitchfork me and chase me with torches. So before I become a wreck, I just like the tall people to really be excited about having kids. I'm just kidding. What, Hobbit Bear? I'm very happy for you. But I mean, you know, have a kid, maybe two. If you're over 6'4", have like 50. Guys, they're outbreeding us. They're outbreeding us. I love seeing people happy and crushing. If we are doing good things, I feel God smiling down on us. That's true. And God smiling down at you, like you're way, way like farther away from the smile. Hey, BB, I'm going to do another 5 to 9 male out of spite now. Nice. Blessings from Hobbit and Grandma Hobbit Bear. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, having 6 kids when they're, you know, mostly girls, I mean, that's totally, it's totally alpha, you know? Allegedly. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. No, it's like you guys can start a pottery barn or like, you know, you guys can start a hair braiding business. Me and my 4 sons are going to do whatever they want. That's true. Only 14.5% of the population is over 6 foot. Imagine being 6'8". Like, dude, out of the corner of my eye, I'm always seeing people holding pitchforks, just like slowly trying to come towards me. I'm having train withdrawals, been suspended without pay for not getting a jab. They won't fire me, though. I'm glad you did that, though. It's legendary. Your sons will need wives. I know, I'm totally joking. I think having girls is really valuable. You know, they make babies. That's the thing, is like my kids have to find wives. They have to become legends. And that they are. I mean, they're crushing. You know, girls are kind of like more of a security for your line. Because, you know, your daughters can have like 10 kids, especially if you get them going young. I get it. I mean, having a lot of girls, you know, just keep them away from the Subarus. But that's how you really get your line going. You know, I wouldn't have been upset to have a girl. I have 4 daughters, BB. Nice, Boo Bunny. Are they having tons of children? That's the thing, is if you have like that farm vibe, and having a lot of girls is actually a great way to increase the bloodline, which is important. Real men make babies that make babies. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Bowler Bear. I have 2 boys, 2 girls. That's awesome, Joy Bear. Yeah, the girls are making the clothes and making the food. Yeah, the girls are very, very important. So Subarus, once you see a yoga mat and a Subaru, you have to have a talk. Yeah. Dear Owen, I want to keep this concise, so I will let the enclosed coin speak for itself. Except to say that I think I ordered it from an infomercial when I was 8 years old. It is in the original case, but I cannot resist getting into it when I was a kid. I wanted to tell you how I found your stream. A few months ago, my friend told me how Jason Momoa groped his daughter in front of a bunch of people. I looked it up on YouTube because I couldn't believe it could have really happened in public. An old channel of yours came up, and there was a clip of a live stream where you discussed it. After I watched that clip, I saw a clip of a stream from about 3 years ago where you commented on the mass distribution of flu shots to celebrities at the Golden Globes that year. The light of what has been happening since March 2020, your comments make you sound like a prophet. I'm not a prophet, though. I'm just really good at what I do. But yeah, and when I was talking about the flu shots at the Golden Globes, go back and watch that stream. It's very interesting. I was getting troll attacked so hard. Or 2019. It was 2019. The trolls were like going nuts, and I was like, no! This is weird! You guys remember that? Go watch that stream. That's a good stream to rewatch because they were doing pre-programming. They were grooming the cows. Pattern recognition, not prophecy. Yeah, I'm not a prophet. I do have a good connection to the ether, though. I'm not going to lie. But I have the type of connection that everyone can have. BB did, in fact, call it mass vaccination. Yeah, during that thing, like as we were watching it, because they were testing the compliance of the celebrities. None of them wanted to take it, I know, but they were still taking it. To have people come off a stage and inject you with a syringe and you not doing anything, It was well, I know what it was, because everything's from God. It's not. Don't think the devil is always doing everything. It was a revelation of showing everybody like these people will do anything they're told. Imagine not like some retard, like not your doctor, like another actor that you know is just an idiot. William Dafoe looked legit scared. Yeah, but he still took it. They came off the stage, and I guarantee the actors weren't told. I've hosted award shows where I've introduced Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, I know this shit. It's not as like, oh, everything is planned. It's not. So they come off the stage and they're injecting people with like a syringe, and people were like, are we doing that? And they just took it. So basically what they're showing you is like, they'll do anything they're told. I'm Prophet of Jason. That's hilarious. I then found the YouTube channel you had at that time and found the episode where you stated about 2 hours in, nobody can f a monkey. I never laughed so hard in my life. Oh yeah, the whole like eating the bad monkey, like, oh, we got AIDS from monkey. You ever tried to f a monkey? It's impossible. Like, how do you f a monkey? Have you ever even thought about it? Oh, AIDS, yeah, because in Africa they f monkeys. Really? So what? A chimpanzee? You'd be lucky if it doesn't rip your face and genitals off. No one's monkeys. From there, I found Unbearables Unauthorized and the Bertari Times app and map, all of which I support. I'm a counselor and have been thinking that there may be a place on the Bertari Times app for support group for people who are losing a lot of people in their lives. Yeah, that's always needed. You just dashed Rogan's dream. Yeah, no one's ever a monkey. Like maybe a turtle. Like a really big, really sexy turtle. For those of you that have been damaged, I'm just joking. Don't ever have sex with any animals. What is possible though is like a sheep or like, something like that. This is so gross, but it's a way to spell break the AIDS narrative. There's no way you can bang a monkey. My dad mentioned that narrative back in the day about the monkeys as well. Looking back, it's crazy. I was just like, that checks out. Yeah. I bet there's going to be a time where we're like, it's crazy I believed in physical matter. Like it's crazy I didn't see through the material world. The truth is Corona helped disclose who they really were. Yeah. Like Donald Trump helped disclose a lot about who everyone was. The doc is live. Yes. Awesome. BuildingBearTari.com. But it doesn't mean that was Trump's intention. This is the problem with a lot of Q-tard squirt machines. Is like, they're like, yeah, but think about how much Trump revealed. I'm like, think about how much AIDS revealed. Like that doesn't mean Trump was a truther. On a wider scale, his story revealed a lot to the world, but that doesn't mean he was doing it. He was being used as a conduit to wake people up or help enslave people. In the defense of the face-eating chimpanzee, it was being given benzodiazepine and was super hungry. I don't know what you're talking about. You're way too close. True or false, though, Barley Ma Bear, is anyone banging a monkey? No, they're not. They're not, dude. A gorilla would rape a person, but I don't even think a gorilla would rape a person. I don't think that's really on the table. Also reveal what Trump actually is. Yeah, he's a QVC salesman who owes a lot of money to grabblers. Like, he's not the worst guy. It's not like he's like the worst guy in the world. Like, I'd hang out with him. I'd hang out with Trump. Want to know what Trump would be like? He'd be like the guy that never shuts up about himself. So I wouldn't like want to be like friends with him, but it isn't why people think. It's like, oh, because you don't want to be so close to evil, or like, oh, because he's such a god. I'm like, no, because he never shuts up about himself. He's the guy that's like, sounds like the time I bought that island and created a pineapple grove. I'm like, shut up. Hey, Bears finally got to be in the chat. Nice, Casey Bear. Welcome back. Your sister wants to join. It is the Unbearables private speakeasy saloon on Telegram. Women on their periods drive animals mad. They do. They do. That's why women are not they're supposed to have their quiet time when they're on their periods. It's like, okay, you want them to get raped by a monkey? Like, a monkey will rape you, but not the other way around. All right. Anyway, In 2021, these losses have been largely emotional. In 2022, I believe these losses will be largely physical. I'm here for anyone who feels like they could use some support and camaraderie. Yeah, totally. That's awesome that you're doing this, Alexis. Thank you for being such a blindingly bright light in such dark times. P.S. Might be verified as Alexis McBear. Yes, welcome. If that's taken, I can be Columbia City Bear. Alexis McBear isn't taken, but I do like Columbia City Bear almost better because McBear is Irish, and I don't think that right now you're trying to. What are our losses out there in the cyber wars? Oh, they took the YouTube channel. Nice. Apparently, monkey is considered hate speech. Oh my God, they really do see black. That's hilarious, dude. Do you guys ever feel bad for? I do. I swear to God, I do. Their YouTube literally thinks that saying a monkey means you're. Can you imagine being and having to deal with these people all the time? Yeah, always do unauthorized.tv, but like a monkey is considered racist. Guys, I'm talking about actual monkeys, not people. I'm starting to for real. I swear to God, I feel bad for because like it's the only ones in their corner are like these people that are like, don't say monkey, that hurts people's feelings. It's like, I never even thought that was possible. That they could be. No, I should have known. It's all good. YouTube's starting to feel dead anyway. Dude, our BitChute is like crushing. It's like 4,000 to 12,000 views an episode every day. Dude, I feel so bad for them. Systemic oppression is real. Yeah. And all you whites out there, it's like, oh, how dare you? There's no oppression against. Okay, just simply remove the blaming of whites, and it is there. The way they do it is they actually do keep down, but they're doing it in the ways I'm expressing. Like, if you say a word, they lose their power. They have to be pampered. You know, they're financially encouraged to be single moms. Most materialistic, shitty music. And it's not them just making it. That's like me blaming you for Maroon 5 and all these bands where it's like, oh, so you're like, so why are all us white people making Taylor Swift music? You know, it's like, it's a fabricated culture pushed on them. And dude, their lives, like, it is oppressive. Where it's like, oh, how dare you? Don't say monkey. The kid'll cry. It's like, bitch, are you calling me a monkey? And they're like, oh, he's yelling. Someone throw money at him. Oh, he's yelling. And now they're trying to convince these kids to go to school and get in debt for jobs that they're not suited for and they'll never get. White teachers making kids say white privilege, which is synonymous with white power. White privilege means white power. Exactly. It's almost like the Bible said this was going to happen to us. Black Lady Bear is so upset about France. By the way, I'm not saying Jesus was French. I'm just saying I think it's looking kind of likely he was from the region. Classic reverse psychology. Here's the craziest thing, Benjamin Henry Bear. It's not even reverse psychology. Privilege and power are not opposites. Literally what they're saying is, and infantilize. Dude, it's so crazy. But like anybody who would find that offensive, think about this. Look at how I just depicted Irish people. Oh, top of the morning to you. Sucking me on Mickey. Okay, right? Ha, great, right? So why wouldn't I be able to do that with people with, is it because you think they're, it's really wild, man. And then you start breaking through and you realize that they really do. When you're like, there's no white privilege. And these like leftists are like, oh, yes, there is. They're literally saying that we have white power. And they really believe it. And they're not even hiding it. Our assumption is that they're like good-hearted people that don't quite get that when you feed bad behavior, it increases. And if you don't hold people accountable, they never grow up to be strong men and good fathers and all that. Like, so they're just trying to help blacks, but they don't realize it actually backfires. No. Swear to God, no, guys. It's like they're openly saying, look how good, oh, we got to read the script. Like when they're like, oh, look, we have a actor playing this role. Isn't that great? They can read. Like they have a Annie now. So the story is about a white I think it's in England or some shit. Like a British orphanage. And by the way, it's not exactly it's not a historical character. No, they're even doing historical characters. And they're like, look, we got to play Annie. Are you guys happy now? And the like the actual that aren't beaten down and enslaved by this propaganda are like, you think we want to be Annie? It's like, what are you talking about? Their woke shit is actual racism. But I as individuals, I can still be friends with any quote unquote race. But like, I like living like how whites live. And I know that's a generalization, but like, I'm not one of these everyone's the same guys. That being said, like if there was like a 20% increase in Idaho, I'd be really bummed out. So I guess that's quote unquote racism, but not really though, because I don't feel like I'm better than them. And I don't even think it exists. I definitely don't view them as animals. Okay, I'll give you another, like I would be really upset if white Californians were moving to Idaho that were liberal. I'd way rather have based blacks, theoretically. So it's, don't get me wrong, I'm like a curmudgeon. I'm like they think it's like this huge accomplishment. I swear to God, guys. Yeah, I mean, we theoretically can be, like, we are linked. We all can benefit from each other. The nations, the cultures. I like the the trading and intermixing and respect-oriented boundaries. But just to force everyone together and everyone act like is hell. And I'll never pretend that isn't true. Oh, how dare you? You just said you're racist. By the definition, the original definition of racist, want to hear a really hilarious irony? It was when the American Indians were fighting a lot of colonizers in the Civil War Army. I can't remember exactly who was involved. But any of the Indians that claimed that they had a tribe, a homogenous tribe, and they shouldn't be whitewashed were called racists. That's the origin of the word racist. That's one reason why I'm still like, oh yeah, that's me then. It's kind of like brother and sister. Like I love Paul from Pockets of the Future. I love listening to his streams, but he calls everybody brother and sister, and I understand that. I understand the vibe where we're all like interconnected and all that. But then what is an actual brother? Do you say actual brother? You know, like I have a brother. So if I say, hey, brothers and sisters, and someone's like, oh, do you share the same parents? It's like, oh, no, it's not that. It's not how the word's defined. And I know that that is weird for me to be so anal about. But like, so what do I call my brother then? For real brother? If everybody's my brother, no one's my brother. Your brother is someone where you share parents with in a nuclear family. And then you have half brother, step brother, etc. Anyone who doesn't like their own race more than others just hates themselves internally and is weird? Yeah. Defining your race is weird because I get along better with a lot of based blacks than I do a lot of whites, because a lot of whites right now are defined by lying and the way we live. You know, the way a certain tribes of people live is so refreshing. I don't want to be around brother A with BB, no hard R's. No, but when you say greetings, brothers and sisters, I'm like, I didn't know we shared the same dad. And I understand. It's like, oh, no, but we're all interrelated. It's like, well, then the word has no meaning then. It's like that with racist. The original word of racist meant someone that believed that groups of people could determine their own culture. And it was inflicted on the Indians. This is why it's so interesting. So let's say the Iroquois Indians were like, we don't want to go to your white school. We don't want to speak English. We are Iroquois. They were the ones called racist because they're saying you believe that you're different than us, therefore you are a racist. And so then they were literally, a lot of times there was some dark shit with Indian history where they were bred out and they were hooked on free food and free booze and all this stuff, and then they slowly were brought into the mainstream, and that's so interesting to me. Farmhouse versus Panther statue. I don't like dependent black. I don't like dependent people in general, but like it's not that I don't like them. I just don't feel comfortable around them. Really dependent freak me out. Oh, is this the stream, Kyneton Bear? Let's watch this. I'll read this as that downloads. Dear Owen, enclose a little grabble for your babble and a gift for the boys. I bought Amy's towel for the wife for Christmas. She's going to love it. Thanks for all that you do. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Disc Golf Bear. Oh, you got disc golf. Thank you, brother. Oh, I said it. See, I say it too. I get it. I'm not above it. How do I show this to the people, Cod? Kyle, will you email that to me, please? Hang on. I call people brother a lot that aren't my actual brother. Is this the shots? Am I still live? Email on the way. Thank you, Coddington. And it's not even like I'm mad when people say brothers and sisters or anything. I'm just like so like a little bit autistic that I'm like, so then what's a brother? It's the same with marriage. Marriage is male, female. Oh, how dare you? You don't think I love Gary? Well, it's marriage. That's not what the word means. You can have maybe a civil partnership or like you can start a corporation. You can have a union, a civil union. Marriage is defined as a male and female biblical, connection. Yes, we're live. I've been replacing great with interesting. Nice. We are brothers and sisters because we share a source. So then your cousin is your brother? No, I promise I'm right on this. Just trust me on this. Just because we share a source doesn't mean we're brothers and sisters. So then your first cousin is your brother. So now the word doesn't mean anything. So then what do you call your brother? Let's say you're explaining to someone how you know someone. Oh, that's my brother. And then they go, oh, so you share the same parents? No, my dad's brother and his wife had him. Oh, so it's your cousin. No, we share the same source. It's retarded, guys. I promise you it's retarded. Because then you can't, because I'm really into communication. As you can see by what I do for a living. My dad was a communications professor. I love clear communication. So your wife is your sister? Exactly. So I married my sister. Oh, how dare you? That's so gross. And then the grabber's like, oh, I'm about to squirt. Go on. And it's like, oh, so you share the same parents? No. Not even the same ethnicity. So then what is it? Oh, we share a source of God. So then when it's illegal to marry your sister, you see what I'm saying? It's retarded. You can't do any family trees. You can't speak clearly. None of it makes any sense. Okay, watch this. Want to see a little why people think I'm prophet adjacent? Oh, how dare you? Everyone knew it was coming. No, they didn't. This was January 8th, 2019. January 8th.
I wanted to talk about the methods and strategies that you are ruled over, much like farmers rule over cattle. And it's very, very true. And you can rant and rave in the comment section all you like. It doesn't matter to me. I'm here for a reason. And I can take it, man. I can take it. I was reading through the comments from last night, and man, there were some vicious ones, just vicious. Obviously, I did a lot of banning. But I'm really touching some nerves here, and that's a little scary, but it means I'm doing the right stuff. Like, people don't get this angry unless what you're saying is, you get the flack when you're over the target. And so what was their main theme? One year they handed out pizza as a subtle shout out to pedophilia, but this year they handed out vaccine shots. I didn't watch it, but I was looking at recaps because it is what I do for a living. His comment on the
Bear in mind, this is before COVID had even been named or Corona was even in the news. So I'm making this call before it even started, based on the pattern of what they're trying to show people.
Of our way of life. And all these doctors come out in lab coats and give everybody the flu shot. And they're like, make sure you get William Dafoe. They're trying to be funny, and they're saying shots. And so they're injecting the crowd with vaccines. Actual syringes. Okay, if that doesn't give you pause, you are hypnotized. You are absolutely in a state of farm animal-like existence.
So, yeah, because one thing a lot of truthers do is they'll see it later. So they're like, oh, look back. Look at what they were clearly telling us before 9/11 or before this or that. It's really important to be able to do it while it's happening, or else it doesn't help anyone. The irony is, one of the reasons I got so much flack during that time, and they were censoring me so intensely, I remember that, you nailed it, is because it's a demoralizing tactic to pre-program and then you see it later. So then you think that they have this master plan and not God. So what happens is they'll do these pre-programs and then later the truthers say, oh my God, they knew all along. They're just mocking us and toying with us. Yeah, before the cement hardens, exactly. If you point it out while it's happening, it doesn't work. And so they're like, oh, that's why they have to do it so sneakily. They have to do it with hypnosis and all that. And I'm not hypnotized, so I can just see stuff. And, oh, wait. I got to bounce. I forgot I'm doing a training session with my buddy. Guys, real quick. The new doc is up, buildingbertari.com. So definitely check that out. P.O. Box 490, Sandpoint, Idaho 83864. Someone sent me a good super chat. Smith family, while I only pop in every now and then to catch Owen's streams, I find all the positive, constructive steps you have taken with homesteading Bertari, the app, encouragement to be the path forward. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to be part of Bertaria. Thanks for your inspiration to live a better life, Patty. Thank you, Patty. It was very beautiful. And guys, if you want some good vibes and some increase in morale and some laughs, and to see what all those Ursa Rio donations went to, buildingbertari.com. Go watch it right now. And enjoy it and share it. Share it with people. And also magazine.bertaritimes.com and owenbenjamin.com. All right, be